ABC's Selena Wang reports from the White House.
Okay, and good morning. Welcome to the Friday, August 2nd edition of the WSJM Morning Show. It's our video live stream. I'm Ken Lundberg. Alongside my co-host for today is Brett Witkowski. Hey, Brett.
Good morning.
I'm glad to see orange is in the rotation.
It is.
And
yellow is next Friday.
Yellow is next Friday.
Yeah. That's the St. Joe color. So I've got...
That's one of the St. Joe colors.
Yeah, you're right.
What's their primary color? It's
maize.
Blue.
No, maize.
Oh, maize is their...
Yeah.
What's the blue called?
Blue. So I have a shirt.
It's not Jack White blue?
No, that'd be more LMC blue. Or Our Lady blue.
Our Lady blue.
Our Lady Old blue. So I've got a shirt for every school. So if I do their game.
That's awesome.
So then 2 years ago, when I did the district final between Lakeshore and St. Joe, I wore a purple shirt. Because red and yellow, which is the primary colors for each school, together make purple.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No, they make orange. Red and yellow
Maybe I
make
wore
orange.
An orange shirt. That's what I did. I wore an orange shirt. I wore the colors that
you
mixed
and the
together.
color wheel. What is it?
I did check it out, and I wore that shirt for the championship.
Interesting fact. I'll have to look up the exact on this, but Dave Deutsch, our general manager, was telling us the other day, purple is not an actual color. It's a perception of a color that you see because your eye can't figure out the triad of colors that makes up what we perceive as purple.
Well, it's purple to me. I like grape. Knee-High and Grape Ape was a great cartoon.
Grape Ape was a great cartoon. Grape Ape.
Yep.
Yeah. He had the greatest lines in the whole show.
I could handle his lines.
Yeah, Grape Ape.
College football getting ready to start.
Oh, we should talk about that.
Michigan fans will love this.
Well, we're going to have to wait.
We do?
Because I have to get to news.
That's overrated.
All right, we'll talk about that in just a moment.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And it's currently 70 degrees, cloudy and muggy out in Benton Harbor and in St. Joseph, 68 in Dowagiac, 69 in South Haven, 68 in Niles and Buchanan. And it's going to be a good and warm and muggy day, at least for the first part of it. Mostly cloudy skies expected, a chance of showers, about 30%. This as we head into the evening. High today around 82 degrees, low tonight. Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Nice.
It's going to be nice.
Great.
Could be a little bit cooler by the shore.
Great. It always usually is.
Always usually?
Most of the time.
It always usually most of the time.
I think, enjoy being by the lake.
Yeah, it's nice because you can be baking in the sun for in one instant, and then the next instant that nice cool lake breeze is coming off.
You seen our siding project?
Feels so good. No, I want to come by and take a look at it. How's it going?
They work hard. I'm telling you what, they work hard.
Oh, good. They should.
Great.
You're paying them, right?
No, I know, but they are very conscientious. When they get done each day, they clean everything up.
They pick up the nails and stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, you would not know other than by looking at the house and their big trailer out front,
right,
and a big trash can, that there's work going on.
You're that neighbor.
The
right
yard
now.
is holding up.
They putting it all in your neighbor's yard?
No.
Okay.
No. But the grass is holding up. That's what I thought might lose.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but first we have to get to some news, okay? Then we've got some football stuff that you want to talk about.
Yeah, then we're going to.
But not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. We've already started it on the video live
We're
stream.
already late.
But it's Friday, so who cares? It's some of the news that we're following in the WSJM newsroom today. Think before you drink the water in Dowagiac. Residents of Dowagiac have been advised that lead levels from recent system tests exceeded state and federal standards again. Dowagiac City Manager Kevin Anderson tells us high lead levels were first detected last fall. We told you about that here on WSJM. That's when the city put out its first lead advisory to residents. Recent tests again have shown 18 parts per billion of lead. That, unfortunately, exceeds the federal action level of 15 parts per billion. However, Anderson says the lead is not coming from the city's water plant or the local wells. The issue is with the lead water lines, as it usually is, from the street into the homes and in the homes themselves, they say, some of the faucets and fixtures and stuff like that. Anderson says the city is taking action.
We as a city have made a really hard pitch beginning last fall to really try to get filters in as many hands as possible for those who want it. We've actually given out over 1,400 filters to our 2,600 meters that are out there, and we are continuing to provide the initial filter for people, and then they can maintain it after that.
Anderson says the city is working to identify lead service lines into homes so that they can be replaced.
Like most communities, Dowagiac's an older community, has an old water system in there, and so we need to go out and check on all of our service leads, and we're doing that right now.
City and state, let me start that again. The city has state and federal support as it identifies the lead lines. Anderson says any resident can contact City Hall and receive a free lead filter. We have a link on our website, WSJM.com, for more information. But Brett, you were mentioning that you think the city of St. Joe is doing a good job on this.
I think they've done a great job
because they have the same
issue, old system,
same old systems.
They've been going through the city at city expense.
Yeah.
Users' expense. Like we had a water main break at one of our apartments about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And sadly, we were having to go to Virginia to my niece's funeral, who had passed away of cancer.
Oh, sorry.
And they called me and they said, "Hey, we got problems." And I'm like, here's where I'm at. I can't sign off. I can't do anything. And they're like, "Listen, we'll replace it. What do you want? Here's your options."
Yeah.
And they did absolutely phenomenal job. What I like is their contractors, when they're done, other than you can see it's a new piece of cement or asphalt, it's phenomenal job.
Okay.
I think they've done a great job.
Okay.
Based on what I've seen elsewhere.
We've seen some of the work on South State Street.
Correct.
And
a lot of cuts.
A lot of cuts.
Yep.
A lot of cuts. Fortunately, our house had an issue a while ago with kind of a leak, and they replaced all the stuff. So we didn't have to get it, but our neighbors had to have the replacements recently. So I'm glad that they're doing it. It's an important thing to do, but that's a lot of cuts on the road. It takes a long time.
It's not cheap.
Nope.
But the one thing is that I make coffee at home in the morning. I always let the water run for a few seconds anyways.
Okay.
I think people should do that regardless. Because when they take the lead sample, it's first draw.
Yeah.
As soon as you open up the
lead,
tap.
when you take the lead sample, there are a couple of different draws. There's you take it from the first draw, and it probably varies, and we're probably going to get it wrong, but the first draw, because you want to know what's sitting in the lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you get the long draw, because that tells you more about what's coming through the lines. So anyway, long story short, you want more information on what's happening in Dowagiac right now, go to our website, WSJM.com. Berrien County Board of Commissioners has approved a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation. This is a road story, so I want your thoughts on that after we read it. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners has approved a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for work along Red Arrow Highway in Chickamine Township that will put another section of road on a diet. At the regular meeting on Thursday, the board authorized the work on Red Arrow Highway from Berrien Street to Lakeshore Drive that will include replacement of the pavement, curb and drain work, and new guardrails. The road will also be changed from 4 lanes down into 3 lanes with a center turn lane. And that is the diet portion of this roadway. The board's resolution also notes that the county has already accepted a state transportation alternatives program grant for the Red Arrow Linear Park, the paved trail alongside the Red Arrow Highway that will eventually stretch from New Buffalo to Bridgman. This paving project makes way for that, and the work approved yesterday comes at a cost of about $4.5 million, with $2.6 million in federal and state funds and $1.8 million in county funds, and the work is set to be performed next year. So when you approve a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation, is that the best deal? You want to do that?
Yeah,
because they go with contractors too.
Yeah, right, but that means they're putting in a good chunk of change. There's a lot more a lot more strings or hoops to jump through, though.
Yeah.
You got to have. It's like when we do projects, we have our engineers, then we got to hire another engineer to be on site.
Why? Why do you need
That's
another
part
engineer?
of the rules.
I mean, do they know different stuff?
No, it's part of the rules.
Oh, that's interesting. But we've seen a lot of this road diet stuff going on. What is a road diet? Explain it.
So a road
and
diet,
what goes into that decision?
Well, a lot of it, I think, is accidents and then traffic counts. We haven't done any in Van Buren, and we don't have any intentions of doing them. So you're taking, like out here, Napier was a 4-lane road.
Yep.
And then basically pushing it down to 2 drive lanes with a turn lane to eliminate opportunities for rear ends as people try to pull in and out. The negatives that I've always heard is when you're trying to get out, like from here,
right,
and you want to go towards St. Joe. If it's heavy traffic, it's hard to get out.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more.
I hear what you're saying, and I've seen what you're saying. I just take a breath. Tune the radio a little bit.
Turn on SJM.
Turn on WSJM or Jack White, and then by that time I'm already out.
Right,
I get going.
So I mean, it's but
you mentioned traffic counts, and if traffic counts go down, there's no reason to maintain a larger roadway.
Correct,
and because in the long run that saves you the financial piece, right?
It does. It's like the section out here that used to connect Napier north of the college.
Right.
MDOT, I think, is given that the option. Here's the thing. If MDOT says you're going to take a road or to give you the option,
right.
If you say no, guess what? Then you have to take the road. There is no option.
Well, Berrien County has that road, and
Correct.
They were thinking about putting it on a road diet, but they said no. And so they're waiting on that right now because they think, well, maybe we can build up that corridor.
Well, yeah, the county has a lot of property out there.
Yeah.
And the college, I mean, you ran a story a couple weeks ago, their enrollments.
Oh, yeah.
Like shooting through the roof.
Well, that's good stuff.
So with that comes extra professors and teachers. And that corridor, I think, could develop more over time.
I sure like the roadway out there. It's nice.
Oh, they've done a good job.
Nice, big, wide. I just kind of drive
along. Kind of like Kramer and Seinfeld.
Taking up all the road. All right, one more thing. Speaking of bad driver behaviors that started during the pandemic, they're continuing. That's according to a new study from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety. AAA of Michigan spokesperson Adrian Woodland tells us they found more drivers are speeding, driving under the influence, and not using seatbelts. The study also found a lot of fatal crashes that result from such behaviors, and that they occur late at night or early in the morning, and they affect, get this, men much more than women. Apparently, men are worse drivers. Who would have thought? Woodland says AAA has...
I never saw my mom drive.
AAA has a few suggestions.
This research underscores the need for holistic safety approaches addressing the broader traffic safety issues beyond just the pandemic's effects. And things like Safe System Framework offers a comprehensive strategy to improve overall road safety.
AAA also recommends better public transportation and more driver education. Foundation researchers found that more than 114,000 people were killed in traffic crashes on U.S. roadways from May of 2020 through December of 2022, a 17% jump in traffic deaths compared to what would have been expected under pre-pandemic trends. So people are driving poorly. You see them all the time with a cell phone in their hands. No need to keep beating that issue other than to say, stop driving with a cell phone in your hands because it's silly and it's killing people.
It is, yeah.
That's the WSJM news for this part of the hour. It is 7:14. It's a Friday morning, so we're already off the rails. We've got more coming up on the video live stream as well. YouTube and Facebook, we're there. Check us out, and we've got more in a moment.
Thursday in Major League Baseball, Vinny Pasquantino homered twice. Seth Lugo gave up just 4.
All right, let's see who's on the video live stream this morning. Good morning. Oh, boy. We got Bill. Bill says, good morning, guys, with a big old smiley face. John Hawkins, he says, good morning. Diane, good morning. Bill, John, and all. And thank you, Diane, for sending the information about the guest that we had yesterday. Again, we had Dr. Dennis Szymanski, neurosurgeon, and she sent something that was related to the Olympics and paraplegic being able to walk, with kind of an integration suit.
I did see that with the torch.
Right.
Yeah, Paralympics have really grown. I mean, now they slide in right after the Olympics, and they're there for 2 weeks.
And then we have Teresa, and yeah. So
what's everybody doing this weekend? I'm kind of curious.
I am curious too. What are you doing this weekend? Let us know. Give us a comment.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go see a movie tomorrow. Gonna go see Long Legs.
Is that the one Andrew gave a high rating to?
Yes. Very scary movie. My son.
That's right. You're into that.
One of my sons, Sawyer, went and saw it, and he enjoyed it. He said it was very scary. Very scary.
Not into that.
And speaking of Andrew, he reviewed the new Deadpool movie, so we'll have that in his flick pick later on this morning.
Okay.
You a Deadpool fan?
Don't know.
Do you know what that is?
No, I'm sorry.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a pool of water, and there's just dead in it.
Kind of like this.
And they just
Dead
the
Sea?
whole film. Yes, exactly. And because the Dead Sea ran into a dead pool, and so the whole movie is just looking at the water. It's about 2 hours. It's pretty good.
What? You got $20? You know I'm going to use that on you all the time now.
Well, but you have to use it appropriately.
That was appropriately right there. That was very appropriate, just to let you know.
They give you $20 at the end of it. That's the thing. Paul Whelan. Did you know Paul Whelan was from Manchester, Michigan?
Oh, the guy who was on the yeah, right.
Yeah,
I did know it because one of my engineers knew of him.
He knows him, or did he go to school with him or something?
Yeah.
Okay. A
little high strung, a little unique.
Boy, what's he going to be like now?
I heard he had a lot of cash when he was walking around.
Oh boy. Let's see. Teresa says, "You know what I'm doing? Absolutely nothing."
Is that retirement or is that by choice?
And Bill says, "I bet you can guess what I'm doing. Heading south, so he's going to go race. Good for him."
Where's he racing at? Is
somewhere
that like
south
a
of
circuit?
Here. I assume. I mean,
they have like championships. Like NASCAR, right?
I'm sure.
Does he have a circuit for this too? I mean, I know he races, but do they have like a circuit where they have like a grand champion?
Oh,
that goes on to the World Series.
I have to imagine. Yeah, because
I'm sure he'll let us know.
Well, I'm sure he will too.
Oh, he needs to post a picture of his car.
I have several pictures of his car.
To you or on?
No. Well, hang on just a second. Because we have time. We have to get back. Hold on 1 second.
Joy here in Berrien County. This community needs a drain commissioner who is accountable, accessible, and who will strive to make projects affordable for our residents. I'm George McManus, and I'm asking for your vote in the Republican primary on August 6th.
This ad has been paid for by the committee to elect George McManus.
Mostly cloudy skies stick around for tonight with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Our temperatures will likely be in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. For your Friday, plan on cloudy skies with on and off showers and storms. Cooler temperatures, probably only in the upper 70s to low 80s. With the high humidity remaining, it's going to be very humid. We dry out, though, for the weekend. I'm WSBT 22's Lynette Grant.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
And today it's Ken and Friends, and my friend Brett Witkowski is here, co-host on the Friday morning edition of the WSJM Morning Show. It's 7:18 and 70 degrees and muggy outside right now, 71 in St. Joseph and 68 degrees over in Dowagiac. The morning show continues. We've just got some news to cover and talk about. As you've been hearing in the news, Hamas has a political leader who was assassinated in Tehran earlier this week. They initially thought it was a missile that went in and took out the leader of Hamas, but it was actually a bomb, an explosive device that had been covertly hidden in the guest house where he was staying. That's according to a source familiar with the matter who told that to CNN. And according to the source who had been briefed on the operation, the bomb was concealed about 2 months ago.
Wow.
In the guest house where the guest was known to stay while he was in Tehran, and it was detonated remotely once he was inside his room there. How does a room where you have a political leader staying go unchecked like that for 2 months?
Maybe it was checked and it was all part of a
All part of a plan.
Schemed to blow them up.
Yeah, the Iranian government and Hamas say Israel carried out the assassination. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied its involvement. U.S. officials were briefed on the operation by Israeli officials only after the assassination, the source said. The New York Times was the first to report details of the assassination. The assassination of the Hamas leader raised fears that once again Israel's conflict with Hamas and its allies could develop into a multi-front, fully fledged war in the Middle East. Iranian state media and Hamas previously indicated that he was killed by a rocket fired from outside the building in which he was staying. So yeah, it sounds like the bomb was smuggled into the guest house that was under the protection of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, indicating a startling breach of security. Breach of security.
That's the understatement.
Sounds a little familiar, though, doesn't it?
Exactly. Did you see the gentleman's video who was shot?
I did not.
So he's.
Are you talking about former President Donald Trump?
Correct.
At the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania,
and to Trump's left.
Okay.
And he's videotaping Trump speaking.
Okay.
And you can see that kid, the shooter,
running
kidding. Across the roof.
Oh, that was his video.
Yeah.
Okay, I wondered where that came from. Yep. I did see that video where you can see his head bobbing up and down.
Yeah, going from left to right.
Yeah. Huh.
And they didn't see him.
What a horrible failure.
Just beyond.
Yeah. And there was more testimony from the interim director of the Secret Service this week in Congress.
He's not going to survive long either.
Well, it doesn't seem like it. The senators were grilling him on, well, why hasn't anyone else lost their job yet?
Exactly.
And I have to assume anybody involved in that Secret Service operation, their career is going nowhere, except for down.
Well, and I go back to when Roe versus Wade was about to get overturned, and there was a leak from the Supreme Court,
right?
And they said they could never find it. Come on.
Well, that wasn't. I mean, that's not the Secret Service.
No, but it's just this whole thing of if it's us, we're not going to that big a deal. No. If it's somebody else, we'll nail 5 minutes into the whatever they're doing. It's just like it's the Secret Service. The FBI is involved, CIA, and you still don't have any information. Now going on 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you still can't tell me who released the decision ahead of time. Come on,
sneaky people.
Yeah, but you don't. Come on.
All right. This conspiracy theory.
If I drive through the things over on the toll road, I get a bill in 5 days.
Yeah, that's true. Illinois toll road.
Yeah,
I love that. By the way,
yeah, and I have the iPass.
Not the tolls. I hate the tolls, but I love driving through because I don't have the pass. I don't have the little transponder.
Oh, I do.
Because that thing always gave me anxiety. Is it going to find it? Do I have to hold it like outside the sunroof or anything like that? I did. Anyway,
they can find you 500 miles away.
Yeah,
like that, and they can't tell me who sent out the.
You just got to put private security in there. They'll figure it out.
Well, you're right though. They are protecting jobs right now.
Something. Let's talk about. You wanted to talk about the sports ball. Football.
Sports ball.
You want to talk about sports ball?
You are not athletic, are you?
What are you talking about? I'm so athletic.
So this will be.
I watched badminton and the Olympics badminton the other
I watched
day.
ping pong last night.
Oh, was ping pong on?
Yeah.
God, I bet they're fast. Men or women?
Both.
Okay.
I like that.
Was it doubles?
They don't do doubles on table tennis.
Why not? They should.
There's no room.
That'd be amazing.
We had a ping pong table tennis thing growing up in our house.
Anyway, the badminton is really cool because they do the stance, and I think a Karate Kid every single time, like they're going to do the swan or whatever that Danny did. All right, sorry.
So Michigan fans will love to hear this.
All right, Michigan fans, pay attention.
The easiest non-conference schedule in the country, Ohio State.
Oh, they got a pass this year.
They have got the easiest of all the.
Why do you say that? Who are they taking on?
I'd have to look it up again.
All right.
I saw it, but it was pretty weak.
But they got so. Explain how that happens. How do you even decide? How is it decided who you're going to play? Ohio doesn't say we want to play them.
Sure, they do.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how does it work? Tell us.
So, especially when you play your non-conference schedule, most of the time you look for a national marquee or you're looking for a moneymaker.
Okay.
And so I played at Ball State. Last year, Ball State played at Kentucky and Georgia to open the season.
Jeez.
But I think they got like $1.2 million. So for schools in the Mid-American Conference and Sun Belt, Mountain West, they like to play those games because one, they get more exposure. Number two, they get a lot more fans.
Yeah.
Number three, it supplements their budget for the entire year.
Money.
And then the other schools will schedule them because they want a home game. Ohio State will get 105,000 people.
Okay.
Plus a win and a lock-up win, and then just moves them up the rankings. But it tells you where Ohio State thinks they have to go to play the weakest non-conference schedule of all the schools and all the power.
So you're talking about the Buckeyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
that's SEC, ACC.
Their first game is against Akron.
And Akron is probably one of the 5 or 10 worst programs in the country in the Mid-American Conference.
After that, they play WMU.
Western Michigan or West.
Let's see what it says here.
WMU would be
Western Michigan Broncos.
Yep. So that's
then they're playing
two Mid-American Conference schools.
Then they're playing Marshall.
That is a Sun Belt Conference school, which used to be the Mid-American Conference when I was there.
It's the Marshall Thundering Herd.
Yep. You ever see the movie We Are Marshall?
I have not.
You have not seen that?
No.
You know the premise
Have
of
you
it?
seen Deadpool?
No, I'm not gonna. Have you seen the premise? You know the premise of it?
Is that a different movie?
Of We Are Marshall?
Oh, no.
You want me to tell you?
Sure.
So
don't spoil it.
In the 1970s,
I saw Hoosiers. It was great. I saw Rudy. Why does Indiana always get the good films? Sorry, go ahead.
You want $20? So in the 70s, Marshall had a game. I can't remember where at. Might have been Western Kentucky.
Okay.
And sadly, on the way back, the plane crashed.
Oh, no.
And killed the entire team and coaches.
Oh, my gosh.
This is a true story.
That's horrible.
And so
why are you doing that?
Huh?
Why are you bringing us down like that?
No, but I'm just telling you about the movie We Are Marshall.
Oh, okay.
It's a great, well, it's not, obviously the premise is not great, but and it tells the story of that tragic day, and it tells the story of rebuilding the program from nothing.
Oh.
And the head coach goes, at that time, they wouldn't let freshmen play.
Yeah.
And he drove at that time, and headquarters were in Kansas City. He drove all the way there and made his case to allow the freshmen to be able to play this 1 year. And here's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're getting teary-eyed. I'm getting teary-eyed. See?
It was, Marshall was, okay, who else they got? They got one more probably.
Then the fourth game is Michigan State.
Well, yeah. Michigan State's got a tough schedule. They play Michigan State or Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State.
And then on October 5th, they finally play somebody. I'm assuming Iowa is a competitor.
Yeah. I think Michigan State will be better. I think they got a good coach.
Okay. So then let's see. Their sixth game is against Oregon. The Ducks.
That'll
the
be
little Duckies.
Tuckfy.
Yeah.
Did you see how the Oregon made their entrance to Big Ten at the press conference?
No, what'd they do?
They had a big duck float down the river, like a huge one.
Yeah.
Inflatable duck. They are the marketing masters, I think.
The Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do Nike and stuff.
Let's see. Then they play. Let's see. After Oregon, it's Nebraska. Then the Nittany Lions of Penn State.
Who's
then
Michigan's opening games? You got it there. If you click on Michigan,
if I click on Michigan, let's see. Michigan Wolverines. Michigan. Let's see. They will play on August 31st. Fresno State. Woo!
I played against Fresno State once.
Yeah. How are they?
They beat us.
Oh,
27-10.
Jeez. Then they play Texas. Then they play.
That'll be a tough game.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yes.
Then Arkansas State. After that, then USC.
The Red Wolves.
Yeah. And then Minnesota. And then the University of Washington in October. Followed by Illinois. Oh, the rivalry game is October 26th. Michigan State, Michigan.
Well, Ball State opens up at Missouri.
Who does?
Ball State. Missouri State. Then they go play at University of Miami, Florida.
Oh, okay.
So those are what they call payout games.
Not Ohio.
No, they do play Miami, Ohio later.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're way behind schedule, but it's fun because we're talking about sports ball, and Brett lets me poke fun at it. Thank you for bringing that. That's a piece of paper. You don't often.
I got all kind of notes.
Oh, look at that. Do you have more notes you want to read before we go?
Who has the hardest schedule in college football?
Probably the Washington State University Cougars.
Florida.
Oh.
Did you know Ohio changing the subject totally?
Go ahead.
499 voters who were listed as, who were not American citizens. Purge. You see that?
Is this related to football at all?
No, this is actually the voting.
Okay, we'll hold on that one because we've got news to get to. It is the WSJM Morning Show at 7:30.
Loan rates are trending downward. Are you ready to make your move? Sturgis Bank's expert hometown lenders will guide you through the process.
All right. Tell us about the voters. 400 people on the rolls. So this has to do with cleaning up, as states and localities are supposed to do, cleaning up their voter rolls.
Well, but they're limited. So, like the county, in that they're limited in what they can do. You know, Benton Harbor has more registered voters than population.
Well, that seems unusual.
Well, because they can't purge them.
Why not?
I think the state put a stop to it.
Who's going to show up in court and argue?
I don't know.
All right.
But I think if you check...
So what's your factoid there about Ohio?
They found 499 voters registered to vote who are not U.S. citizens.
When's the last time they voted?
Don't know. They were registered, though.
How do you register to vote if you're not a citizen?
Probably getting a driver's license.
Oh, and they just automatically put you into the...
They ask you, you know.
Well, anyway, we could talk about Venezuela and their voting.
About Chick-fil-A going in Benton Township.
Yes. Yeah.
People will be fired up about that one.
People are very fired up. We reported on that. We've reported on that for months now.
Yeah.
And we started seeing the social media putting out false rumors about, believe it or not, social media.
No.
They were putting out false rumors that Chick-fil-A was not going to go in there. And so we looked for an opportunity to reinforce that indeed it was going in there, or at least either one way or another, because we got no game in this one.
Other than you want a free meal.
Well, no, I don't want a free meal because I'm a vegetarian, and Chick-fil-A.
I will have your free meal.
I know a person who thought that a vegetarian could eat chicken.
What part of meat don't they get?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not just a cow.
I tell you. All right. We'll be right back. We've got more news coming up.
This has the area's largest fleet of tow vehicles and cranes to accomplish almost any lifting job. Got a unique tow or lift job? Call Hassey's Towing and Crane Service, 927-3681. Hassey's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue.
The Bloomberg Business Minute on WSJM is brought to you by Sturgis Bank and Trust. Let's grow together. Serving Berrien Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Shares of Intel are tumbling in pre-market trading, threatening the biggest share drop in 24 years. The chipmaker delivered a grim growth forecast and laid out plans to slash 15,000 jobs. Competitors like NVIDIA, who specialize in artificial intelligence, are winning over some of Intel's customers. Apple predicts that its new AI features will fuel iPhone upgrades in the coming months. CEO Tim Cook's comments followed a generally upbeat quarter, even though Apple saw sluggish sales in China. Amazon has told investors that for now, profits will take a backseat to heavy spending on AI, a strategy that is not new for the company, but shares are moving lower in pre-market trading, and futures point to more losses this morning. Yesterday, stocks tumbled on Wall Street. The Nasdaq took the biggest hit, falling almost 2 1/3%. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
This is a special report from ABC News, Americans Back Home. I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden on the tarmac last night as those 3 Americans held in Russia arrived back in the United States.
There's nothing beyond our capacity to react together. Nothing. Remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America. United States of America.
The prisoner swap that brought back Evan Gershkovich, Paul Whelan, and Russian-American journalist Elsu Kramasheva included 24 people and was the largest such exchange in decades. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan telling ABC News,
I knew when I got the call that said the exchange was done. Before that, I thought something could go wrong. But the deal had been in the works for weeks.
And he adds neither money nor favors were offered to the Russians in exchange.
Nothing was offered to the Russians beyond the prisoners in this exchange. That's it. That's the only thing that was offered.
The Americans at Joint Base San Antonio right now. This is ABC News.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
All right, 7:35, behind schedule because I was nice and we allowed Brett to go on and on about sports ball, and then you wanted to go into a different topic, but that's all right. It's okay.
Keeps the show moving.
We got to keep the show moving. We had ABC News. Let's do our local news.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Sorry, I was accusing Brett of burping just a moment ago.
My chair.
Oh, that was your chair.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Wasn't gas or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
if I got it, you'll
You
know.
ever do that? You sit down in a chair and it makes a noise that's almost exactly like flatulence?
Sadly, probably.
Honestly.
But maybe it's not the chair. No.
7:36, and sorry, we're being children today. It's Friday, so we can do that.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
It's Benton Harbor. Temperature right now, 71 degrees. Over in St. Joe, 71 degrees as well. Mostly cloudy skies. Dowagiac, 69, and still cloudy over there as well. It's going to be a hot one today. Looking at temperature probably in the mid-80s. So an update to a story, sadly, that we first told you about yesterday involving a car-train collision in Stevensville. Officials now confirming the accident resulted in one fatality. They did that yesterday afternoon. The 28-year-old driver of the car, a Stevensville man, died as a result of his injuries after the car he was driving was struck by a train on Wednesday. The Lincoln Township Police Department tells us the driver was westbound on a private drive when he crossed the railroad tracks. His vehicle was struck by the train. He was taken to Corwell Health South Hospital in St. Joseph, but unfortunately died from his injuries. The man's name has not yet been released. Berrien County Drain Commissioner Christopher Quatrin is being invited to appear before the Berrien County Board of Commissioners next week to explain legal expenses related to a lawsuit over drain work in Bridgman. At their Thursday meeting of the Berrien County Commission, Corporate Counsel Thaddeus Hackworth told commissioners that the Drain Commissioner sued the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, Eagle, after it moved against the office for not getting a permit for emergency drain work in the Tanner Creek drain back in 2021. Right now, the costs associated with the lawsuit stand at least at $671,000. There are commissioners who believe it is actually more. So Board Chair Mac Elliott says he's going to invite Quatrin to come review the case with the board at its next meeting. And the mayor of Hartford is speaking out after controversy erupted over the local police department. They're looking at options for maintaining a local police force after the issue erupted last week when the city council scheduled a meeting to disband the police department. Council scheduled, but then canceled a meeting that would have been Monday for the matter to be discussed. We'll tell you more about that coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We've got local sports with our sports director, Dave Wolf, coming up right after this from our friends at Michigan News Network. Again, we're looking at about 72 degrees in Benton Harbor right now. It's going to be a sunny one, and just a slim chance of rain remains.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Ryan Recker. 3 Americans jailed in.
Do you think the weather forecasts, we have our meteorology reports during the morning show from WSBT, Carrie Peugeot and team, they give us their weather forecasts and they take a look at what we're expecting. But by the lake, it's really tough sometimes because you get those rain showers, you get the cool breezes. You think we're doing okay with our weather forecast accuracy this week? Because I feel like it's been pretty good this week, but last week it was really off.
Well, it was off Wednesday. It was supposed to rain. Being a beautiful
and
day.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain and then nothing.
Tough. I worked at the water plant out of college pretty much. It was fun watching those storms roll over the lake. That was really cool.
We've got to do an update on the story there because they've got a crane that's sitting out at the water plant.
They're doing a lot of work. I think they're replacing what's called the clarifiers.
Oh,
which is where the water comes together with the chemicals. And then the sediments go down to the bottom and they're scraped off with a big scraper.
Oh, that sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool process.
Okay.
If you fell into it, it could be horror.
And it wouldn't be very clarifying.
No, and you never see it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, they're doing a lot of work down there. But, the plant was built in 3 sections. 30s, which is really cool section.
Right. Is that the one that has the most architectural character?
Correct.
Because that's beautiful. We walk down the big wooden structure to get down to the trail there, and I just marvel at it every single time. It's so pretty.
Yep. And then the middle section was in the 50s, and then the last section was in the 70s.
Okay.
So then they've got
the 70s, the decade the architects wish would go away.
Why is that?
I don't know. You look at 70s.
Everything. Listen, whatever's in style comes back at some point. But yeah, that plant can put, I don't know, 10, 12 million, no, 16 million gallons a day.
Yeah, I leave my water running just to hear it go.
Do you?
Yeah.
To watch that water bill go up?
Boy, our water bill. I tell you.
Well, lead replacements, improvements at the water plant.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Water is the source of life. All right. It's 7:40. We've got about 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. What else we got going on here? Teresa says, it's okay, Brett. I don't know what she's talking about. She said something while we were on the air and said, it's okay, Brett.
Oh.
Maybe we were talking about the movie. Jeff, hey, Jeff, is rooting for Mizzou. So how's theirs? Do you see their schedule at all?
Missouri? No. I like the Tigers.
Okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, good stuff. The crew's there, and they're anxious.
3 weeks from tomorrow, coaches show.
Yeah, 21 days,
Yes.
22 days.
We'll have our
21 days and change.
4 local coaches, and then Phil will get a 5th one from outside, from the area, but not from the core, Twin City area.
Okay.
And we'll preview their seasons. They'll have a first week of practice and get ready for their first games.
And the coaches show, you and Phil McDonald, you hang out at Full Circle Cafe Saturday mornings.
33rd season we've been working together.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you guys hang out off the air?
We talk off the air
Okay.
probably at least once or twice a week.
Okay.
We talked yesterday for about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Mostly sports, and then actually not much about the coaches show.
Really?
No, we've got that down pretty well.
Okay.
But
we should mix it up a little bit.
Why is that? No,
Well-
we don't want to mix it up.
Well, I mean,
What are you going to mix up?
I don't know. What do you want to mix up?
No, I don't. I like it as it's a good show as is.
Well, as is.
I bet it's one of your top rated shows.
I'm sure it is. It's a good show.
I'm amazed the number of people.
We'll just
that
mix it up a
listen
little bit.
to it.
Huh?
Okay, what are you suggesting? To
I
mix
think
it
we
up?
should do video. I think you should
Well,
have
that's up to
video.
you guys. That's not me.
No, it's up to you.
No, I'm not doing that.
You got to take ownership there. Just all you have to do is get a camera like this thing
You
here.
think people want to see his face for 2 hours? No,
Absolutely.
absolutely not.
Absolutely. It's not you they're looking at. It's the coaches, the other
Good.
coaches.
Good.
So get the cameras ready, and we'll show you how to turn that on.
But I'm amazed the people that listen to that show who don't have kids that play sports anymore.
That's excellent. That's good. That's a
And-
quality program right there.
And what we've done over the years is pretty much, schools know their times, so the community knows. So, St. Joe usually leads it off, and then we do Our Lady, and then Lakeshore, and then Michigan Lutheran and Benton Harbor. So
That's good.
yeah. So I mean, most people, they want to listen to their coaches, and they may listen to the other coaches if they're playing them. Probably the most popular coach we have on though is Kenny Jackson, the Benton Harbor girls basketball coach.
Oh yeah,
he is hilarious.
Oh.
He is so honest, but he says it so funny. It's you got to listen to his segment sometime.
Okay.
It is. Now he won't be on till November, but
See, that's why we should mix it up a little bit.
well, we mix it up. We bring in other sports as much as we can.
Ping pong. You have ping pong.
If they would have,
you have
a team.
badminton.
If they had a team,
Okay. Golf.
yes.
Okay. You bring in
Cross.
golf.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Cross country.
Cross country golf.
Well, we don't bring in disc golf
Oh, okay.
because that's not a high school sport.
Okay.
2 new high school sports start this year.
What?
Boys volleyball,
Okay.
which will be a spring sport.
Interesting.
St. Joe has had a club team,
Okay.
and then women's lacrosse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see the lacrosse fields full when I drive south of Stevensville.
Really?
Just full. Yeah. Like
Oh, good.
even on like Mother's Day and stuff like that. Filled. It's
They
like,
have
come on.
lacrosse fields?
Well, I mean, they're fields. And they're
Okay.
playing lacrosse, so I call them lacrosse fields.
Are they playing lacrosse or are they playing
Highlight?
cricket?
It looks like lacrosse to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Cricket?
Mhm.
We have
play
cricket teams?
They play cricket over in Maiden Lane. I've seen them play cricket.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see any bats and there wasn't a formation like a baseball.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It was lacrosse. They run them back and forth and there's a ball and nets and stuff like that.
Really?
All right, we've got
That's awesome.
hang on a second.
and irrigation systems, installation, repairs, troubleshooting, spring turn-on, winterizing. At Creative, we do it all. Learn more at creativelandscapinginc.com.
Creative Landscaping and Design, making landscapes greener since 1976.
Mostly cloudy skies stick around for tonight with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Our temperatures will likely be in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. For your Friday, plan on cloudy skies with on and off showers and storms. Cooler temperatures, probably only in the upper 70s to low 80s with the high humidity remaining. It's going to be very humid. We dry out, though, for the weekend. I'm WSBT 22's Lynette Grant.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:45 Friday morning, second day of August. School is right around the corner. I think Indiana goes back pretty quick, don't they?
Yeah, they're like a week or two ahead of. They start their football like the earliest in this country too.
Oh, okay. Is that why they start school early? So they can
I think so.
Play more football. 71 degrees outside in St. Joseph and Benton Harbor, 70 and cloudy in South Haven right now, and 69 and cloudy in Buchanan. News this hour is being brought to you by Hassie's Towing and Crane Service, the trucks with the red, white, and blue. And one of the stories that we told you a little bit about that we want to dive into a little bit more is chipmaker Intel says it's cutting 15% of its huge workforce.
Wow.
15% equals about 15,000 jobs.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of jobs. It's trying to turn its business around to compete with more successful rivals like NVIDIA and AMD. They're all chip makers, and NVIDIA probably it's probably the most valued company in the world right now.
It's actually the third. I did see that.
You did that again?
I saw that last week.
Because they were above Apple for a period of time.
They're third most
So
valuable.
now they've come back down. Yep. Okay. In a memo to staff, Intel Corporation Chief Pat Gelsinger said yesterday, that the company plans to save $10 billion next year.
I'm happy I found a $5 bill in my car.
Simply put, we must align our cost structure with our new operating model and fundamentally change the way that we operate. That's what he wrote in a memo published on Intel's website. Our revenues have not grown as expected, and we've yet to fully benefit from powerful trends like AI. They say that their costs are too high and their margins are too low.
So NVIDIA passed Intel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I did not know that. I never really knew what NVIDIA was, to be honest. I just thought Intel had the market. Obviously not. Intel. I thought they had the market.
Well, they have had their ups and downs, and part of their company philosophy was to be scrappy and to play like you're hungry. And unfortunately, it seems like they've lost that because they've gone through that growth period where, okay, we're the only game in town. We're going to do the show as is. Oh no, that's your coach's show. But no,
a very successful show that is.
But they've plateaued. They've plateaued in the past, and they brought the leadership team in to say, hey, look, we're playing like we've got stuff to protect versus we've got everything to gain. And when a company goes into that protection mode, that's when you see them make the conservative decisions that can cost them a lot of money or even their market position, as it has with NVIDIA. NVIDIA embraced the artificial intelligence and is really powering a lot of that as that technology and that innovation expands exponentially. Intel has not. And so, with the technology trend going way over that way, Intel posted a loss of $1.6 billion. Wow. Just in the April-June period.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's a big, how do you recover from that?
I don't know. A year earlier, they had a $1.5 billion profit. A year later, $1.6 billion loss. So they're cutting 15,000, 15,000 jobs. Yeah, significant cost cutting and layoffs and all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, I'd heard that unemployment numbers were higher than what they had hoped for.
Well, excuse me, there should be another employment situation report coming out this morning.
Yeah, and the unemployment numbers were higher.
Well, they won't come out till 8:30.
Well, on your 5:30 news, they talked people who had filed for unemployment was higher.
That's yesterday's report. That's initial claims. Initial claims come out on Thursday mornings. And then the employment situation report comes out on Fridays, the first Friday of the month. Excuse me, barring any holiday and that kind of thing. And then they change it around.
And
so
then they
because
revise it.
they do revise it. They usually revise it 2 or 3 months in, and then they stop looking at it.
It's like, then why give out the first number? If it's
Well,
not?
because the first number is the indication, and then they have to go back and look and see if they have to clean up anything.
Well, then
It's like your
just-
gas bill. They
just
think you
wait.
use this much. No, they can't wait because they have to have leading and lagging indicators to figure out the market. The Federal Reserve, they want to cut rates at some point, and they thought, we'll do it right before the election. That'll be good. All right, we've got more coming up. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Why don't we do the Moody on the Market update in just a couple of minutes?
Why don't you do that?
Okay.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and Niles. No
Insurance
Your auto insurance.
did not go up 1 penny.
Did it go up 2 pennies?
Went up no pennies.
Oh, that's good.
It was exactly
Do you know
the
why
same.
I know the employment situations report schedule?
Because you enjoy looking at it.
No, because I used to cover that when I was in Washington, D.C.
I see.
Yeah, I used to have to go to the lockup, and we got the numbers a half hour before everybody else in the world. And we, as members of the media, we had to sit in that lockup. There was no communication with the outside world for, that was probably an hour. I think it was an hour. And we had the statistical experts there to ask questions if we had questions about the report. And so we had that report for an hour. We'd take a look at it. We write up our reports. And then at the very moment that that embargo was broken, which is 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Friday, on the first Friday of the month, the employment situation report could go out far and wide, which is what it did.
Okay, well, it's almost 8:30.
Is it?
Is it? Are you going to report it at 8:31?
We have, let's see, 30 minutes plus 9 minutes. That's 39 minutes away.
Almost time.
So that's a very short period of time. Is that what you're saying?
In most people's lives, it is. Yes.
In life.
Maybe in a life of a
You're
fly,
feeling frisky today. I can tell.
I actually got a good night's sleep. Went to bed
Oh,
early.
good.
I
What time did you go to bed?
I was exhausted. 7:50, I think.
You took my advice. That's good.
I was just exhausted.
Hang on a second. I got to figure out what we're doing here on the air. 1 second.
.9 WSJM.
Sorry about that. I had to figure out what was going on the air. I had to hit the mouse wheel thing on the wrong mouse. And so it was putting me off a little bit. It's time for your Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And Brett is very happy that his insurance has not gone up.
My auto.
They don't know how you drive. That's the issue.
Drive very safe.
Can we put one of those little things in your car to see how
Easily.
safe?
Yep.
How safe you drive?
Yep.
Those little things, they suck battery power, by the way.
I've got one on my phone.
What do you have on your phone?
It's through what is it called? Gas Buddy. They'll
Oh.
rate how you drive too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Give us the rating. You look that up. I'll give the Moody on the Market update, and then I want to know how you drive.
Sure.
Moody on the Market update today. Caring Connection, the nonprofit group Caring Connection, has received a $10,000 grant from the KFC Foundation to complete a playground at its Empowerment Center. This is formerly the Cora Lamping Center for Survivors of Domestic and Sexual Violence. Caring Connection operates the only domestic violence shelter in Berrien County. And Development Assistant Loretta Hillcock said the organization was elated to hear the news of the grant for the playground. They say we're absolutely wonderfully surprised that we received this money to finish the playground. The playground will be used by children and families staying at the shelter, helping them to get some outdoor time, some fresh air, some exercise, some interaction time during a stressful time in their family. We're just trying to support the community and advocate for helping the families who are staying at the shelter to be able to have some outside time to help the kids get the fresh air they need, that type of thing. I think the playground is just going to be a wonderful addition, they said. And Kentucky Fried Wishes, one of KFC Foundation's community giving programs, is funding $1 million to 100 nonprofits nationwide this year. And right here, the Caring Connection is one, getting $10,000 in Berrien County. The Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And we'll have more coming up in just a couple of minutes right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
I'm Roger Johnson, and I approve this message, and I'm asking for your vote on Tuesday, August 6th. I want to be sheriff of Berrien County because I've spent half my life working for the department, based my life around service to the community, and I've seen the needs in the community and the needs within the department that need changed. Here's why I'm running for office, because I want to develop a proactive law enforcement agency, improve morale within the department, and make the sheriff's department a place where the citizens can go and feel like they have trust in their law enforcement agency. Out there on the streets, I see the issues within the communities, I see the issues within the department, and I want your vote on August 6th in order to have the opportunity to change those. I've been endorsed by Chief Rich Killips of New Buffalo City Police Department, Chief Todd Taylor, Chickaming.
Okay, a couple minutes.
There's my driving rating, 79.
You got wait a second, 79.
It's almost
that's like
great.
A C plus.
It's almost a great. See that?
Yeah. Well, what's under great? I can't see that far without my glasses.
That's where it stops. Is great.
What's below great?
Goes good, fair, poor.
Oh, okay. So you're good. You're a good driver.
Almost a great. It's like
you're a good driver. You're not almost a great. You're below.
Almost is that great?
Almost. I mean, that's like
great.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
80 is great.
That's all I got to say.
It tracks your last 30 drives.
Why are you getting a 79%? Why are you getting a C plus?
It's not a C plus in this one. This is good.
So 21% of the time you're screwing off out there. What's going on? 21% of the time.
Look at the positive. I'm almost a great driver.
That's like saying that's like your kid brings the car. That's like your kid brings the car home with a big old dent in the rear quarter panel, and they're saying, Brad, look at the rest of the car.
What's
it's
yours?
Great.
What's yours?
Mine is outstanding. It's above excellent.
You don't even have one.
I don't have one.
See,
we'll be right back.
I'll talk.
WSJM Morning Show.
0.9 WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. Depend on us. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
I'm sure you're a very good driver, Brad.
I'm almost a great driver.
Well, even though your little app that you pulled out said you're a 79% driver. So 21% of the time, you're not.
What's your number?
I'm sure it's 100. It could be 110.
Why don't you download the app and we'll compare next Friday?
I could do that. Yeah, I could definitely do that.
It's called, and our listeners could do it too.
Okay.
It's called Gas Buddy.
Gas Buddy. And you download the app and they track you and they figure out what kind of driver you are.
Correct.
Based on the tracking that they do.
Okay, so you're going to do it next Friday. We're going to
Sure. Why not? Remind me, I'll do it. Taking a quick look before we get into ABC News here at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. You're watching the Olympics. You watched ping pong.
Love ping pong.
Table tennis. I watched a little bit of the badminton. Stephanie and I did. Let's see. Teresa asked, is anyone watching the Olympics? Teresa's on our video live stream.
Yeah, we like Teresa.
And we do. And Diane says she hasn't seen much. Teresa's watched a little bit. We've watched a little bit. The problem is I watch it through streaming service Peacock, and they have a bunch of different channels that you can watch, and it's very confusing. It seems like it should be more immediate, the stuff that we could see.
We watched it last night through, I think it was USA Network.
Okay. They have it?
Yeah, they have it too.
Oh.
And so they had taken a break from ping pong and waiting for the next match, so they went to like a swimming recap.
Okay.
And we were just absolutely, so the guy from France won a couple of medals and all these other places. They all talked incredible English, except for the guy from China.
Oh.
But all these people from like Sweden and, you expect them to talk Germany, and they would interview them and they're talking English.
Perfect English.
They talk so much better than Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was just
that's your bar. Okay. The medal count right now, the U.S. has come up quite a bit in the gold medal count alone. The overall count, we've been pretty much leading the entire time.
Correct.
39 medals overall. Right now we have 9 gold medals, 16 silver medals, and 14 bronze. We're just behind China as far as the gold medal count. They've got 12 gold medals, 7 silvers, and 7 bronzes. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We'll talk more about the Olympics, more about news, more about everything else that's under the sun right here. Thanks for joining us, and we're going to wrap up the video live stream too. Right now, the latest from ABC News.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.